Noisy Pixel.
The My Hero Academia series has pretty much taken off in the West, and for good reason. The blend of unique characters and superhero powers works well for its appeal. It's no surprise that a video game adaptation of the series would soon follow, but sadly, 2018's My Hero 1's Justice just didn't cut it for me. Now the series has returned with My Hero 1's Justice 2, which I feared would be a reskinned version with small changes. Luckily, I wasn't entirely right, though this still isn't the My Hero Academia game that fans have been clamoring for. Far from it.
龍純、僕は今日家を出る。遊泳敷地内、校舎から徒歩5分。ハイツアライアンス。
My Hero 1's Justice 2 is a 3D fighting game most akin to the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm series. It ultimately comes off as if it wants to be taken seriously as a fighter, but doesn't want to commit to it. The gameplay itself is where you'll find the most improvements over its predecessor. While the original felt much too floaty and unbalanced, this game fixes these issues. Matches can be challenging and skill-based, but I never really felt like any character had any significant advantage over another. My Hero 1's Justice 2 lets players choose between two control modes, manual and normal. Normal is what most players will use, with merely mashing one button over and over again, stringing together combos that make you feel like a master. Manual, on the other hand, is for advanced players. The mode forces you to input the right button combinations for combos like a more traditional fighter. I spent most of my time playing the game in normal mode, as I'm certainly no pro fighting game player. While the option to get more in-depth and complicated with the game's control and inputs is there, I still don't really see this ever taking off as a competitive fighter. My Hero 1's Justice 2's plot picks up right where the last game left off. The initial chapters of the story take place during the aftermath of the All Might / One for All fight, and wraps up at the end of the Shi Hasakai arc. While the Shi Hasakai arc is, in my opinion, the best My Hero arc we've seen so far, that really isn't much to work with for a story mode in a fighting game. The team has also inserted new fights where fights weren't originally found. It just becomes common that when two characters interact in the story, they'll most likely fight. Aside from the story, My Hero 1's Justice 2 features a few other modes to keep players invested. The two most time-consuming modes will most likely be Mission Mode and the Arcade Mode. Arcade Mode is a fighting game staple, with every character getting 3 different routes containing 6 fights. Mission Mode is an entirely different story, however. Mission Mode sees players creating their own hero agency and recruiting characters with coins earned in fights. Once you assemble your team, you can take on a variety of missions that usually make you go through multiple fights with only 1 health bar. My Hero 1's Justice 2 allows players to customize every playable character fully. There are hundreds of character items to mess around with, varying from simple color swaps to entirely new costumes. Not every combination of items looks terrific, but it is still a fun way to waste some time and make your favorite character look goofy as hell. I very rarely ran into any slowdown or lag, but there were a few times in menus or during ultimate moves that frames noticeably dropped. This also happened a few times during online play, but that could simply be due to poor connection. One thing that left a sour taste in my mouth was the lack of a complete playable Class 1A. Sure, we can have 3 Dekus, but 7 of the main cast didn't make the cut. Still, they could be added later through DLC, but their exclusion from the core game came off as odd.
あなたたちのこともっと知りたくて。
危ない。
消える個性だと思ってる。私はただ隠れてただけよ。
My Hero 1's Justice 2 ended up being a solid arena fighter, even with the random performance issues. The story mode could have taken advantage of the cast a bit more, but it's still a fun way to experience a chunk of the My Hero story. The rest of the modes add some fun distractions, with Mission Mode being some of the most fun I've had with an arena fighter in a long time. Overall, My Hero 1's Justice 2 will satisfy My Hero Academia superfans, but will leave fighting game aficionados wanting more. Still, this is an improvement over its predecessor, but it certainly won't be blowing anyone away. Though, games like this don't always need to be amazing. Sometimes, a game that I can turn off my mind and play is just what I want. Noisy Pixel is giving My Hero 1's Justice 2 a 6.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching. If you want to read the full review, check it out on noisypixel.net. If you like our content, subscribe to see more.